Sergio, my name is Zahak. Nice to meet you. I want to specifically deal with history of Issachar. So I want you to, because I want y'all to leave here knowing for sure y'all are from the children of Israel. Y'all know y'all Judah already, right? What's your tribe? Did you look on the sign and see what your tribe was? Did they show you? Yeah. You from the tribe of who? Judah. Where you from?
I'm from here.
Okay. So our forefathers was what? Brought over here by what?
They have the real.
By slave ships. So let's go to Deuteronomy 28:68 to show you that's how we know for sure that we are the Israelites. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
What's Egypt? Let's show them.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So the word Egypt means house of bondage, which means slavery. So watch this, read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt,
slavery,
again with ships.
Who did that happen to? Did that happen to y'all? Do you know any history about the Hispanics going into slavery on slave ships?
No, I don't.
Exactly. They hide that from you. September 19, 2020, they found a Mayan slave ship. Because these are the things that they hide from us. They hide from us so we keep ourselves separate. We don't realize we're the same people. We don't realize we're family.
Right.
So they do this by separating and making this imaginary line that blacks and Hispanics are not family. We're not the same people. We're the 12 tribes of Israel. We're a nation. But because of all the politics that's happened over time, we don't see each other as family.
Right.
Read this.
This is an article for The Guardian. It says archaeologists in Mexico identify first Mayan slave ship. Archaeologists in Mexico have identified a slave ship that carried Mayan people into virtual slavery in the 1850s. The first time such a ship has been found. The wreck of the Cuban-based paddle wheel steamboat was found in 2017.
So Sergio, did you know that your ancestors went on slavery and slave ships too? They took them to, come look at it, come look at it. They took them on the other side to England. They took them to Spain. The reason why I want y'all to see this because I want y'all to realize the same stuff that happened to us, the same stuff happened to y'all. Why do you think they always say that? Think about it. And in the hoods, who in the hoods? Blacks and who else? Blacks and Hispanics. In the jails, who in the jails next to each other? Blacks and Hispanics. At the jobs, who at the jobs next to each other? Blacks and Hispanics. But we still haven't figured out why we always together. Get Jeremiah 50 and 33. It's because this is what God said he was going to do. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the
northern kingdom, the Hispanics,
and the children of Judah,
southern kingdom, the blacks,
were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast.
So God said he gonna make sure that we are pressed together. Why? Because there's this disconnect between each other. God is trying to gather us together, Zephaniah 2 and 1. He wants us to unite as a family again before he save us from this place. But the problem is we don't see each other as family. So we, us prophets, we're here to show you, hey, you are our family. And you are Israelites. You got to come back to God's commandments. You got to come back to God's laws too. This is just for you, just like it is for just because of the blacks too.
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
Because a lot of times we don't understand. America's going to be destroyed. God is not going to allow all the things they've been doing to us over all these years to just go away unchecked. They got a certain level of dirt they're going to do, and then the Most High finna take them out. Right. And we don't want y'all to be caught in the middle of that. We don't want to be caught in the middle of that. We want the sheriffs to come and save us.
So you think he'll be back?
Oh no, we know for sure he's going to be back. You know how we know for sure he's going to be back? Just like it said we was going to slavery in them slave ships. Did we go to slavery in slave ships? Watch this. Deuteronomy 33. I'm going to show you what he said was going to be your sign. Issachar's sign in the last days.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 18. And of Zebulun he said, rejoice Zebulun in thy going out, and Issachar in thy tents. They shall call the people unto the mountain. There they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall suck of the abundance of the seas and of treasures hid in the sand.
That's going into when the Mayans and the Incas, they used to feast together. Zebulun is Central America. So the Hondurans, El Salvador, that's why you notice a lot of times Mexicans always with Hondurans or El Salvadorians. A lot of times they're in the same communities. Why? Because that's the tribe of Zebulun, and God said the tribe of Zebulun will always be dealing with the tribe of Issachar. Yeah, I want both, but go ahead. We started 49.
Genesis chapter 49 verse 14. Issachar is...
So now we're going to specifically focus on Issachar. Watch this. Read.
Issachar is a strong ass.
What is the sign? What's the sign? What's the burro? I know y'all grandmas and grandpas got the burro. You know what I'm talking about? The donkey.
Oh,
that's what it's called, the burro. What is the donkey? Watch this. Read this again.
Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens.
America and Spain, those are the two burdens that it was crouching down in between. So the reason why your ancestors always had that donkey, the burro, because that's a symbol for Issachar. Issachar means he is hired. That's what it means in Hebrew.
Right.
That's the reason why you always working. It's because it is literally the... Hey man. I'm gonna show you this is going into. Watch this. I'm playing, watch, read this.
Verse 15. And he saw that rest was good.
What do y'all call rest? What's the word for it? Y'all got a specific word for it. Starts with an S.
Siesta?
Siesta. Siesta means rest. What do you do on a siesta? When you get off work, y'all get your beers, y'all sit back, y'all relax, because y'all only got like 1 or 2 days off. This is a historical word. Y'all name siesta. Y'all the only people that got that word. You look at history, you look at the other people in South America, you look at Central, nobody else got that word. That is a Mexican Pacific word. Siesta, it means rest. Read that again.
And he saw that rest was good, and the land that it was pleasant.
Because when you go to Mexico, y'all have beautiful land. The actual Mexico. We have beautiful land here too, but you know how they stole that. But when you even go to Mexico now, they still have a lot of the crops. You still see a lot of the land. It's still beautiful, plush. If I could, I would go to Mexico and get my food, because I know that food's still pure and this crap that's over here.
Right.
Read.
And bowed his shoulder to bear, and became a servant unto tribute.
How did he become a servant in the tribute? Spain conquered Mexico.
Right.
Forced them to, first off, they was in slavery under Spain for a while. Then they was free. And the Mexican at freedom was a black Mexican, number one. But I don't even go into the black and white thing. But that is one of the biggest issues that we have in Mexico. In Mexico City, they have a wall where it got 30 different shades. So what it does is it separates Hispanic, Mexico Pacific, where dark is bad, light is good, and depending on if you Indian mixed with black, or if you white mixed with, so they got this whole wall in Mexico City where they got all these 30 shades, and they give them different names like Morano and stuff like that. That's where those words come from. Those are racist terms that was put on y'all by the Spaniards, the white people that came over here and conquered you. So years and years and years, there's a lot of Hispanics that don't like dark-skinned Hispanics or don't like dark-skinned people because their ancestors was abiding by this sign. So that's another thing that kept us separate. Oh man, those are dark. No, we don't know. No, we don't do it dark. No. And then some of them want to identify as white, and you're not white. So these are the things that keep us separate. So we're trying to show you, you are an Israelite now. You are an Israelite now. That's one part. I showed you the signs that it said in the last days. Now I'm gonna show you how you got over here. Get Second Ezra 13. Because remember, when Christopher Columbus came over here, it was already people here, right? So how he discover something if it's people already here with their own temples, with their own religion, with their own language? You ain't discovered nothing. You stole something.
Right.
And claimed it.
They ain't claimed it. So what did he steal? What you got? Go ahead.
Second Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of O.C. the king.
In the time of Hosea the king, Northern Kingdom, the Hispanics, y'all was on the other side of Israel with us. Y'all was taken away by the Assyrians. The Assyrians took you out of the land and brought you into their land, and they brought heathens into your land. The heathens couldn't live there. The lions and stuff started killing them, so they had to get priests to teach them how to live in the land so they wouldn't get attacked. But meanwhile, y'all went into slavery, Assyria. Right. Read.
Whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters. And so came they into another land.
This is like 700, 800 BC I'm talking about right here. So let's go. It's going because in this paragraph, it's going over parts of time. It's not just no one or two things. This happened like over a couple hundred years. Right. So read.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
Now this part right here is talking about when King Cyrus freed us. When the Persians destroyed Babylon, God gave us the opportunity to leave out of Babylon and go back home. Read.
Ezra chapter 1 and verse 1. Now in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled.
So this is like 200 years later. Assyria got destroyed by Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, his grandson Belshazzar, got destroyed by the Persians. So here we are now. We're in the Persian time. I know try to follow me, but I'm trying to like wrap up the history as best I can. Read.
The Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah. Who is there among you of all his people? His God be with him.
So his people, everybody on this tribe, Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. He said, whoever want to go back to Jerusalem and build, y'all go to Jerusalem and build. Read.
Let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord God of Israel. He is the God which is in Jerusalem. And whosoever remaineth in any place where he sojourneth, let the men of his place help him with silver and with gold.
So it said, if you don't want to go back to Judah, you can go wherever you want to go. Just give a little bit of money to help build. So now let's go back to where we left off. This is what the 10 tribes decided to do. Instead of going back to Jerusalem, they said, we're going to do this.
Verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen, and go forth into a further country, where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates.
So they took the Euphrates River. The Euphrates River is right here, it's cut off, but they took this, came down, came all the way around here, came through the prevailing winds, and then once you go through the prevailing winds, the currents just push you over here. That's how they got over here. Read.
And they entered into the Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High did show signs for them, and held still the flood, till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
So it took them a year and a half, took your ancestors a year and a half to get over here through ships. Read.
And the same region is called Arsarith.
Arsarith means, what does it mean? New land? New world. So, he got the definition of Arsarith right here. Read.
Jewish Encyclopedia. Arsarid, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the inhabitants of man, in which the 10 tribes of Israel would dwell, observing the law of Moses until the time of restoration, according to 4th Ezra 13:45.
Keep reading.
Columbus identified America with this land.
So what did it just say, Sergio? So Columbus read the Bible. It's saying Columbus read the Bible and said, that's America. That's where we finna go. So he read the Bible, knew that we was over there, but when he read the Bible and said, we about to go get them. He never came to go trade. That's why he came with conquistadors.
Right.
You know, there wasn't no merchants on the ship.
Right.
It was just soldiers.
Right.
But I thought he went to go look for trade. I thought he went to India, a place he always go trade. Why you got all them warriors and you ain't got no merchants with you if you going to a place that you always go?
Right.
But you accidentally found this place.
Right.
He didn't accidentally find nothing. He knew what he was coming to. He was coming to put the children of Israel in slavery. So now I'm gonna show you how y'all helped get over here, because this is one of the gifts that Issachar had. Read.
1 Chronicles chapter 12 and verse 32. And of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times.
So y'all was able to look at the stars and navigate over here. Hey, that's the North Star. We need to go this way. Hey, that's Cyrus over there. We need to go. Y'all understood where the stars was placed in the ocean, and y'all helped navigate to get over here. Read.
To know what Israel ought to do. The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment.
So they split 200 between each ship, and y'all helped navigate to get all the rest of the 10 tribes over here. And they listened to y'all because y'all understood how to navigate the stars. That's the reason why when they used to look at the Aztec calendar, it was so accurate, because it was lining up the stars. They always knew how to read the stars. That's one of the gifts you got from the Lord. So I'm trying to show you, without a shadow of a doubt, you are from the children of Israel. You are one of the 12 tribes from the tribe of Issachar.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word, His word.